Oh my lord, he's clicked share screen and video as well. Getting brave in the second week of this. By week 5, I'll be naked, covered in swastika. Nobody wants to see that. So, let's do this. So this is a bit of a cock-up today, actually, because I was going for livery while out for a drive today. I thought it was to do with horses, but searching into Bing, the first blog that came up with livery/livery was a Formula One thing. So I thought, even though I know nothing about Formula One, I'm convinced that this won't hinder my ability to come up with something funny for these livery blogs. So this is what we're looking at today. So this is the liveryblog.wordpress.com. Let's get rid of that if I can. So this is what we're looking at. We're looking at the 2019 Formula One field. These are the cars. So we've got a bit of a different thing here. So this is mostly going to be images, which is, like I said, I know nothing about Formula One. I'll just presume that Alain Prost and Nigel Mansell are still the main chaps. So this is what Nigel Mansell will be driving. So let's have a quick look at the blog, see what we can do. These are livery mock-ups. Thought I'd get nice and early this year. I try my best to keep things realistic and get as many hints as to what teams will be actually doing in the new season, but some of the info is a little bit hard to come by with most team launches about a month away. So again, you've got to think about specificity here. You know, if stuff is a little bit hard to come by, you could make a gag about that. You could say, information is normally really hard to come by, but, you know, I've taken the risk. I've met a guy behind Halfords, handed him a big fat envelope, and I've got some information. I also got some weird disease off the back of his hand, but, you know, this is the price I pay. So most teams do have up-to-date sponsor list, but apart from this, I've taken creative control. I like that. That sounds very like, you know, like in space shows when they say, "I'm taking control of the ship. You're out of line, Captain. I'm assuming command of the ship." So I say, I've taken creative control, and I've also had a coffee. So these ideas are likely to be really out there. So yeah, just play on the fact that you've taken creative control and add something to it to make it even more crazy. So thanks to Legend Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Oh, I've only just got what that is, Whiskey WTF, from ING for the wonderful template. So what we've got are presumably some really kind of realistic template, you know, designs for Formula One cars for this year. So yeah, so this is a serious blog. This is a serious example of what they're hoping for. They put some work into this. So what I thought would be a really good idea, if you're going to do something like this, if you're going to do a picture, you could do the first one. You could do this one here. That would be perfect. But why not go the whole hog and say, you know, if you're going to create an idea, why not also create a ridiculous one? So you could have like not a best case, maybe case, worst case scenario, but go the whole hog and say, this is what I think is going to happen. And then do another design that is, this is what we really want the Ferrari car to look at. And then say, if the designers have been smoking LSD and acid for 5 years, this is the design they come up with. And then you come up with this weird, wacky design that was like, had like fins, had rockets, oil slick, you know, like a James Bond kind of thing, ejector seat. So yeah, do the serious one, and then have a weird, wacky, crazy design after it as well, like 1, 2, or 3, something like that. So you can have likely, slightly unlikely, and then super unlikely, really unlikely. That'd be a good idea for the pictures you're using here. So I kept it simple last year, but this time I've let go and gone for the black that many of us have been wishing for years. See, again, if you're going to say we've all been wishing for black for years, you can have like a picture of a crowd going, yes, that kind of Daniel Bryan, yes, yeah. Oh, I'm glad I'm on video now. Yes, 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 that kind of thing. Yeah, so if you've been crying out for it for years, really, really highlight the fact you've been crying it out for years and explain about the black in there. It's almost like the Batmobile. That's good. So I think So I don't really know about logos and brands and stuff like that. If you're going to have a bit of fun with this and you didn't know the brands of the car, you could literally put silly ones in there. Like, I'm trying to think of something that would be really inappropriate for a Formula One car. Something like Crayola, or um, Singer's sewing machines, or even something really local. Just create something like Ginster's pasties. Just if you're going to put a logo on there, try and take advantage and put something silly on there. If this was my blog, I put my wife's cleaning business on there, or just something really random. Springfield Nursery, anything. I think all of these are going to be descriptions of the cars and the gold colors and stuff. Now, I don't know anything about cars and colors or anything like that. And as anybody who's seen my choice of outfit will testify, I'm not really one for elegance and color coordination. But let's take this idea of doing pictures. Why not extend it from cars to other things as well? To like, this is what we think Lewis Hamilton's hairstyle will be for the 2019 season. And you could have mock-ups, photoshops of different hairstyles. You could have things about girlfriends. This is who I think he'll be married to this year. Here's who he'll be with in Monaco. He'll have dumped her by Hungary. Now he'll be with blah, blah, blah. And similarly with team bosses, you could say, here's a mock-up of the Force India boss throwing his phone down in anger after losing yet another race. Or, again, I really wish I knew somebody in Formula One. So, and even the TV stuff, if there's a famous TV pundit, it used to be Martin Brundle going up and down the walkway, have a mock-up of that about either what he's going to wear, if he's famous for asking silly questions or doing a particular behavior, put that in there as well. But yeah, we'll just do that today because I know very little about Formula One. But great example, if you're going to do something with pictures, do the picture that you want. You want to get across the fact that this is the design think is going to happen, but there's no harm in doing another one, saying this is a crazy design, but I'm going to put it in anyway. Or even soften it with this is a middle design. This is an unlikely design, but it's not quite as unlikely as this, and have this monstrosity of a car that looks like somebody without sight had designed. So yeah, images are a really good idea for this. Really take the mickey out of it, really extend it. That whole kind of exaggeration thing again. Just take the idea you have for this, designing Formula One cars, and going, right, how can I make that silly now? Here's what my 5-year-old child thinks the car should look like. Here's what somebody else thinks that they should look like. And use that as an idea to kind of get some fun, get some engagement, spice up your blog post, make it a bit more fun and interactive. So I'll leave it there because I know nothing about Formula One. But yeah, hopefully that's a good example of how you can use images. I should say something at the end like subscribe to the video, share it, like it. I think, that's how people earn $1 million with YouTube videos, but I won't do that. Instead, go and have a cup of tea, sit down, think about something funny, and then send it to me so I can take the credit. But have a good day, and I'll see you on the next video.